Hello, this is Gary Oakes from OnlineTutorship.com. I'm producing a number of videos, tutorials, for the Tailor brand's Advanced Website Builder. This tutorial is going to demonstrate how to add a contact form to your website. I've uploaded here a templated website, and I'm going to add a contact form in this row here. To do this, I'm going to go over to Widgets. I can either type in Contact or scroll down to Business. And here's the contact form here, and I'm just going to drag it in. And straight away a contact form is produced. It's got a name, an email, a phone and a message, and a submit button. It also has the reCAPTCHA information to prevent scamming. And you have a form title, which is the Contact Us. If you click the name, you can now change the label accordingly. You can give it a different name, you can make it visible or not visible. You can change the field type, whether it's a drop down, radio button, checkbox, etc, etc. There's a whole range of field types you can use. You can even add a placeholder. Make it a required field or not. Start a new line at each field. And you can change the size of the field. If I do this on the email, this one here, you can see, so you can put a placeholder in here and you can call it email. And a placeholder goes in. And you can change the field size. You can make it bigger. I'll show you what a placeholder looks like in a minute. And you can give it a name. Actually, we'll have the placeholder as the name, and I'll take that email away there. You can just about see the email address here now. So instead of having a name, I've got a placeholder. The field type is email. You can add a field if you wanted to. You can give it a name. You might want to put a date. Field type will be date, the format of the date, and you can have a placeholder, required field, start a new line, and we can play with the size. I'll make it a bit bigger. It's behind here. Let's see what this looks like in preview. So we have a name, a placeholder there with the email, phone, and a date. And you can delete the fields. We can design the form as well. So if we go over to design, we can look at the different layouts. We can have this layout if we so wish. So we have the names under here, and then we can have this layout. We can form a line right or left. In terms of the fields, we can change the background color. We might want this red color. We can have a border style. In terms of field text, we can change the label, the font, the size, the color, the format. We might want it bold. In terms of the input, we can change here the font, the size, the color, the format, the alignment. Same with the placeholder. We'll make this a white color. And we can now see the placeholder. In terms of the button, you can change the size of the button, keep it in proportion. You can change the button text. Again, the font, the size, the color, bold. You can also change the hover font color. So when you hover over it, it changes color. I'm going to keep it as it is. In terms of button style, back to background, you can change the background color. You might want it this red as well. Change the border color and the position of the button. There are some more design options here. We might want the background color to change on hover. We might want this grey color. And we can change the border color. We can have rounded corners. We can have a shadow. We can have a shadow color and a shadow position. If we come back up here, we might want to add an image. Add this one here to the button. Cover, full, tile, no repeat in the center. You can even keep the static so it stays in the place as you scroll. I'm going to not have an image on the button. terms of images, you can change the image height, space between images and rounded corners. In terms of the frame style, we can have a different background color to the whole form. We'll keep it as it is at the moment. We can change the border color, the border and border color. In terms of the form title, we can change the font, the size, the color, make it bold, underlined, italics, the positioning. The submission button itself, you can change the font size, the font color. And you can add some animation to the form if you so wish. And the two trigger events, entrance or scroll, I generally use entrance. That means when you come to this part of the screen, the animation will take effect. And I'm going to have it slide in. And slide in from the right, you can change the duration, delay and intensity, and you can preview the animation. In terms of spacing, spacing looks fine for the form. Leave it as that. If I go back to the content now, so we've got the form set up. There are two other things to look at here. Submission receipts. So this is where you put in the email address where you want the message to be sent. Submission actions, these will be, once the form has been submitted, these are the text that will appear. And you have the opportunity to put some conversion code in here under tracking. Last piece is integration. You can actually add Google Sheets to this. This will form a Google Sheet you sign with Google, and this will provide all the information based on that's put into the form. You can also connect to MailChimp. Connect to MailChimp here. You need an account with MailChimp to do so. Let's see how this looks in preview. Name, email, phone, message, and submit the message. We have this recapture. And that's a contact form.